Well, I kind of vividly remember, it's funny, before one of my soccer games, we were playing at home one night, and I went and worked out in the gym, like on the shooting gun.
Caitlin Clark was nowhere to be found on the court. Indiana's biggest star, their franchise savior, the player who'd changed the WNBA overnight with her presence, was sitting on the bench, dressed in warm-ups, nursing a groin injury that had sidelined her for 3 games straight. Her team was supposed to fold without her. This was the Commissioner's Cup final, their first ever appearance in it, and the deck couldn't have been stacked higher against them. Minnesota had everything going for them. Home court advantage at the roaring Target Center. A 14-win record. Nafisa Collier, the frontrunner for league MVP. A legacy to defend as last year's Commissioner's Cup champions. Even Las Vegas oddsmakers had already called it. The Lynx were 14-point favorites. Not 4. 14. ESPN had preloaded their video headline, "Lynx dominate Fever to win Commissioner's Cup." The story had already been written. Indiana was just supposed to play the part of the underdog and lose quietly. But then something unexpected happened. Indiana didn't fold. They fought. And in the process, they rewrote the script the entire WNBA was working from. Let's set the scene. Caitlin Clark had been the engine behind everything Indiana was doing this season. Leading in scoring, pacing the league in assists, organizing the offense, spacing the floor, and drawing double coverage every night. She wasn't just the Fever's superstar. She was their compass. Without her, the offense had looked like a ship without a captain. Players weren't finding each other. Aaliyah Boston, their all-star big, was getting iced out of the paint. The ball stuck. Turnovers multiplied. Double-digit leads evaporated. They had lost 3 of their last 5 games without Clark, including matchups where they had every opportunity to win. The chemistry was gone. The confidence shaken. Their other star, Darius Dantas, was off playing overseas in the FIBA AmeriCup. And then came the Dwana Bonner disaster. Bonner, the veteran brought in during the offseason to provide stability, simply quit on the team. Benched, struggling, and under criticism, she asked out after just 9 games. No leadership. No resilience. Just a departure when the team needed her most. And she walked out with a max contract still in her pocket. So heading into the Commissioner's Cup final, Indiana looked like a team unraveling. And yet, behind the scenes, something else was quietly taking shape. Stephanie White, the Fever's head coach, had been drilling one phrase into her team's mind all season long: pressure is a privilege. It's one thing to say it. It's another to live it. On this night, that mindset took root in a way nobody expected. From the opening tip, the Fever didn't just survive, they attacked. They were aggressive, decisive, unshaken. They moved with purpose. Every pass, every rotation, every cut, it was as if Caitlin Clark's absence had challenged the entire roster to grow up in real time. They weren't playing for her. They were playing like her. Kelsey Mitchell, who had been inconsistent in past games, came out like a woman possessed. She wasn't just scoring, she was leading. She attacked the basket early, knocked down threes with cold precision, and played within the flow of the offense. Her 41% three-point shooting forced Minnesota's defense to spread out, creating cracks in what was supposed to be an impenetrable wall. Then there was Aaliyah Boston. For 2 games without Clark, she had been stranded in the post. But this time, the guards found her. She got the ball in her spots, imposed her will in the paint, and matched up with Collier possession after possession. Her stat line, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, wasn't just numbers. It was redemption. But the real shockwave came from Natasha Howard. Howard, the veteran forward, had been solid all season. But tonight, she became something else. She became inevitable. She dropped 16 points, grabbed 12 rebounds, dished out 4 assists, and added 2 steals. On defense, she was a nightmare for Collier. Long, quick, and relentless, she disrupted every rhythm Minnesota tried to find. When Collier tried to post her up, Howard held her ground. When she tried to drive, Howard slid her feet, forced turnovers, and made the MVP candidate look ordinary. By halftime, the Target Center had gone quiet. Indiana had clawed back from early deficits, and the Lynx fans, so used to dominance, started shifting in their seats. They weren't watching a coronation. They were watching a coup. The third quarter is where it all turned. Sophie Cunningham, who had been fiery off the bench all season, lit the place up with 13 points and 7 rebounds, including a trio of cold-blooded three-pointers that swung the momentum permanently. Lexi Hull and Ari McDonald joined the party, making smart plays, hitting shots, and clamping down defensively. Every Fever player was engaged. Every Fever player mattered. Minnesota, who had averaged over 80 points per game this season, was held to just 39 points over the final 3 quarters. They shot 34.9% from the field and never looked like themselves. Indiana's defense didn't just show up, it smothered them. The crowd tried to will Minnesota back into it in the fourth quarter, roaring as the Lynx cut the deficit to 7. But Indiana responded like killers. Boston. McDonald. Mitchell. Basket. 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 Game over. Final score, 74-59. A blowout. Not by Minnesota, but by the team that had no business winning. Indiana hadn't just won the Commissioner's Cup. They had taken it by force. And Caitlin Clark? She didn't touch the floor, but her fingerprints were everywhere. She was courtside, locked in, engaged, cheering on her teammates, giving advice, living every possession with them. And then, in the locker room celebration that went instantly viral, she finally broke her silence. "Guys, I just know everybody in the league is sick," Clark said, holding the Commissioner's Cup trophy like a chalice. 6 words. That's all it took. She wasn't wrong. The WNBA had spent the last month treating Clark like a problem to be contained. Media critics, fellow players, even referees. She'd been hit hard, scrutinized harder, and sidelined with an injury that many took as a welcome break from her spotlight. But Indiana proved something that night. This team isn't just about Caitlin Clark. They are not one-dimensional. They are not fragile. And when she returns, they become lethal. Because now the Fever know they can win without her. And the league knows it too. The media had prepped for a different story. ESPN had a video ready to go that said, "Lynx dominate Fever." They had to change it in real time. That tells you everything you need to know about how massive this upset was. Even Minnesota's head coach, Cheryl Reeve, gave it up. "They just sort of beat US," she admitted. No excuses. No deflections. Just honesty. Because Indiana didn't luck into this win. They earned every inch of it. This wasn't just about one trophy. It was about trust, growth, team identity. It was about how adversity doesn't have to break you, it can forge you. The Fever had been dismissed, mocked, and doubted. Dana Bonner quit. The analysts wrote them off. Clark couldn't play. And yet they stayed locked in. Together. Coach White put it best in the postgame. This was a gut-check experience, physically, mentally, psychologically. We had some players struggling. We had moments where we struggled. But we still gave to one another. That's what championship teams do. The Indiana Fever just issued a warning to the rest of the WNBA. We're not coming. We're here. And when Caitlin Clark is back, you might just be too late. If you support the Fever, you already know what to do. Say it loud. I've got the Fever. Because 2025 is starting now. And this team, they're not done. Not even close.